Well, hello people, and we're back at it again. This is the first boat of the blacking season, and as you can see, third time's a charm to get it out of the water. I understand it's 3 years of crud that we're pressure washing off this boat this time. Right, walked round with Broughton, looked up the meaning of it. It means brook, small brook or broken land. Saxon apparently. So anyway, back to the boat itself. So we're on the starboard side at the back here, anode. It's right on the borderline whether that'll last another 2 years or not. Definitely 18 months, but not sure for 2 years. But yeah, got quite a lot of rust along here on the waterline. Chine angle looked good down here though at the back, but it's just the waterline. Awful lot of rust. It's just surface rust. It wants treating really, knocking back with the wire wheel on the grinder and then treating. There's a couple of these lumpy bits here that want knocking off as well, but yeah, there's a few pits, but there's nothing screaming out that I've seen so far. Probably a mil or more deep, just over about 1.2 by the looks of things. Without putting a gauge on it, I'm not dead sure. So yeah, just rusty all the way down the waterline. Whether this would benefit from side anodes, it lives in a marina, potentially they probably would help. So onto the front end. Anode at the front, much the same story as the one at the back. It's really borderline whether that'll last another 2 years. What's going on here? Yeah, the fabulous Jane. Hello Jane.
Hello.
Oh, you've got a fairy thing on your head. That looks quite cool. I've got one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you having fun there?
Oh yeah.
Alright, I'll leave you to get the front fender off.
Okay, darling.
So, round to the port side. Same story really. This anode, again, will it last 2 years? Not sure. Bit of rust on the waterline again this side. It's a bit more green this side. It's going to need knocking back all the way along there on the waterline at the front. Chine angle, much the same as the other side, very good. 10mm base plate on this boat, and looks like the guard irons are all welded underneath, which is nice. But again, waterline, just an awful lot of surface rust which wants treating. So yeah, got some outlets here. There's a bit of a gap there from that one. Potentially it's close to the waterline, might get picked up on a survey, might want something doing with it at a later date. Again, just bobbly bits of rust that want knocking off and then treating. Outlets look alright. That one's got a bit of, that one's knocking off. That bit of chunk there, that'll probably come off, that will. Again, another one that's been welded up. That one's okay. It's covering the hole nicely, and that one is as well. It's just that one at the front that's got a bit of a gap. Down to the chine angle at the back. That's looking okay. Lovely big bit of metal there. And again, waterline around the counter at the back. Got an awful lot of this greenery on it that wants getting off. Coming down to the rear anode, port side, that was looking a bit more healthy than the other ones, to be fair, but again, I don't know, 18 months, 2 years, possibly. Onto the propeller. Very close. Not like I've got a gap there, that's just preference, I suppose. There's no play in that at all. Split plane looks okay. Propeller's in good order. There's no chunks or nicks out of that at all. Onto the rudder cup. So it has got a bit of play in it. Down the bottom here. There's plenty of meat in it. It's just totally serviceable, but it has got a bit of play. It's just down to preference whether it annoys the owner of the boat or not. I don't know what's going on here. We've got some holes. There may have been a balance plate that went across the top here because there's 2 holes there. I'm not too sure. Somebody's welded a bit more on the back there. Obviously thought it wasn't quite long enough, but yeah. So, all in all, could do with some extra prep, especially around the back and at the front and on the waterline. Anodes, possibly. So yeah, best get cracking. Alright Jane, you look so excited. It's the first one of the year.
I know.
Can you just... Can't wait to break open your new painting tray that I got you for Christmas.
Really?
Okie dokie, so Janie's got sorted out on this side. Cracking on with a wire wheel on the grinder, getting all the rust off the waterline. Nice to see her happy in her work. The best thing I can do is get myself a tool and start cleaning up the other side. Good morning people, it's a lovely sunny March morning. Still a bit chilly, good old frost last night, but that sun's soon burning that off. So just seen a little bit of time lapse. We got all of the wire wheeling done on Broughton, and then Jane has got some rust protection stuff on there. Looking good. So now I've just got to start getting these anodes off, these old ones. We also found a little bit of welding, bit of porous welding there. It's been there since the boat was built, but I'll put a bit more in there just to make sure that's safe. Right, let's get my grinder with a cutting disc on it and get these anodes off. Okay, now we have the anodes welded on. Let's get this blanking plate sorted out where we had the gap. So that's that outlet all welded up. And also the crappy bit of welding that we had at the back here, we addressed that issue as well. So now it just remains for Jane to get a second coat of blacking on here. Ah, it's good to see old Janie happy in her work, supporting the green coat again this year. All right, lovely.
Yes, thank you, darling.
Would you like me to give you a hand?
Yes, please.
I would, but I've got an engine service to go and do. Sorry about that. So there you go, the first one pretty stress free. After Jane got that second coat of blacking on, what remains is for us to get it back in the water and on to the next one next week. Thanks for watching.